Hello, welcome to How Are Other People Doing It, where we talk about people having sex and judge them.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so the first story comes from Reddit, as usual. Title is "My dildo is making him insecure?" Question mark. This girl is 22 years old. She says, like most people, I started experimenting solo before I started having sex, and I bought a dildo when I was around 17. I used it kind of consistently for a bit, but it was kind of large for me at the time, so I mostly preferred vibrators and fingers. When I met my current boyfriend about 2 years ago, I was still a virgin, and I ended up having sex with him, and we've been together since then. We've talked about sex toys before early on in our relationship, and I mentioned that I had a dildo when he'd asked, but he didn't really touch more on it and didn't incorporate toys into our sex life until about a year ago. Then we started using some cock rings, vibrators, butt plugs, and stuff like that, so a lot of toys. We were buying a lot of that stuff together, so I ended up keeping it all in a box. Anyway, we moved again recently, and in the shuffle, the dildo resurfaced. It actually fell out of the unpacking process and kind of bounced around on the floor.
Wow.
So, hello, remember me? And so after initial confusion, my boyfriend kind of got uncomfortable because of the size of the dildo. The weird thing is, it's like barely bigger than he is. Girth-wise, it's the same as him. Length-wise, it's a bit longer, but not by much. And I've told him before that the dildo was too big for me when I used it, which is why I didn't prefer using it. He ended up kind of saying, no big deal, and we just added it to our collection and moved on. He actually used it one more time on me after we found it, and it felt really good and not as tight as it did when I had first started using it. That was a couple of months ago, and now I've noticed that whenever the topic of masturbating comes up, he mentions the dildo and then follows up with some insinuation that I'm unhappy with his dick size or that his dick is small. I rarely use the dildo at all, even when I'm alone, and I'm definitely not unhappy with his size. What do I do here? Should I have a more serious conversation with him?
The dreaded fragile male ego. Sounds like he just needs more reassurance.
That his dick is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, someone quoted her and said, and it felt really good. He probably noticed this as well and is now convinced that he can't compete with a dildo.
He doesn't want her to feel good.
Wow, so you're saying she feels better by the dildo. He can't give her what the dildo's giving her.
If you really care about your partner's pleasure, it wouldn't be all about,
that is
my
true.
dick needs to feel the best.
That is true, but you do want your dick to feel the best.
Better than an inanimate object that can be any size or length. It's just like a high expectation for oneself.
No. Yeah, I agree. But
I don't think you agree because I think you would be the same.
If you, I mean, we've had sex toys. No?
I don't know. Remind me of the giant dildo
you had the fucking...
oh, yeah,
the little bunny rabbit.
You didn't like that.
I did not like that.
I don't know. I always felt like you didn't like it.
No, I mean, I didn't... it had like a lot going on, and the little... the fucking bead things or whatever they were, they kind of like weirded me out. But no, I didn't have nothing against that. But no, I mean, those things. I don't know what kind of dildo she has, but I mean, his dick, presumably doesn't twirl or vibrate.
It sounded like it was just a dildo, so I don't know if it's doing any tricks.
So, well, then maybe that's more of it to him. Then maybe it's like, well, it's just about the size, and she likes it more simply because of the size. So maybe he feels small. Maybe that's more it, as opposed to some dildo that like transforms into some other thing. I don't know.
What?
They have like these little, they're flipping and they're jumping jacks inside. Yeah, I don't know what they got going on now. So I bet that's more. He'd probably be more okay with something like that.
It sounds like they're into using lots of toys, so it really sounds like he just needs more reassurance that she likes him.
And that he's good at. If all the toys in the world disappeared, honey, you would be good enough. That's what she should say to him.
Yeah, even though toys obviously aid their sex and make it better for them. So
Right.
that makes no sense.
Why wouldn't he want to have better sex?
I don't know. Why do guys feel like they need to be?
I don't feel that. I mean,
you're all I ever need.
The most recent toy that we got, we need to find the charger for it. I enjoy using that on you. I don't know why people feel that way. So no, I think if it brings her pleasure, why wouldn't? Maybe he's jealous because guys don't have that many toys. Maybe he should.
Maybe she needs to get him an amazing pocket pussy.
Right? He's like, oh my god,
this is where we have our advertisement.
Oh, right.
Sponsor.
Yeah,
which leads us to our sponsor.
Get you a pussy pocket. Can you put other things in pussy pockets?
It's a pocket.
Can it double
pussy.
up? It can't like double. You can put like change in it when you're not like actively using it.
Maybe.
You pull it out at the supermarket. Let me get some change online.
Be pretty gross.
Just reach in. Okay.
But who knows? I mean, the butt plugs could be for him too.
That's true.
We don't know what's for who.
Yeah.
He could be using the dildo too. Sounds like he's not.
Someone else said, a woman said, when he used it on you and it felt so good, is it possible you showed more pleasure, enthusiasm than the last time he was inside you? If so, he absolutely noticed.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, right?
That's funny. I feel like I wouldn't notice something like that.
Because you're not focused on my pleasure?
I'm just not memorizing each orgasm. It's like, oh, that one's bigger than the last one. For yourself or for me? For anyone. No, myself or you. You don't clock, oh wow, that was a really good one. Maybe just in the moment, but then like the next day you don't remember. Yeah, I'm not comparing. Sometimes the next day you don't even remember we had sex. like we had sex. Yeah, we had sex yesterday. You don't remember? No, I don't. Nothing stands out to me. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like things can be really good that day, but it's not like I don't like look back. Oh, remember that one time? I don't get credit for anything. Someone said dudes are sensitive about their dick size. It's not surprising he feels intimidated. I gotta say, to me, this dildo sounds too big. Okay. Alright, moving on to the next story. Boyfriend is more attracted to me now that I've gained weight. Alright, here we go. For context, we've been dating for a little over 2 years. I started to lose weight about a year ago when I was at my highest and felt super insecure and uncomfortable with my body. I've always had an issue with my weight and appearance. I managed to lose 70 pounds and I've been feeling really proud of myself. He said he is proud of me too, and I didn't really notice a change in our sex life until recently. I noticed that I've been the one to initiate sex, and that overall our sex life has decreased. We have talked about it, and he said he's just been feeling tired and stressed, which is understandable, and I've just been trying to be a supportive partner. Also, I should give some background. I was always a little aware that he had a thing for bigger women, but it never really was a huge deal. We like what we like, but it did sometimes provoke my insecurities. So anyway, I've been slipping a little on my diet, and I also took a little vacation where I enjoyed myself and didn't count calories. I gained 10 pounds or so. Not awful, but it was upsetting to me, and I'm back on my diet and working out. I noticed, however, that when I returned from vacation and saw my boyfriend again, he was all over me, and he was the one initiating sex. I didn't read too much into it. I just thought he missed me. But later he tells me that the reason he's been so turned on since I've gotten back was because of the extra weight I've gained. He said he likes me a little curvy. I don't know what to make of this, as I still want to keep losing weight, but I'm worried he won't be sexually attracted to me the more I lose until I reach my goal weight. We talked about it, but he just apologized and told me he didn't mean to upset me. Any advice, Reddit? Well, I would imagine that would be rough. What? If you're attracted to your partner because you like bigger girls and then she loses weight, what are you supposed to do? Well, I mean, you're supposed to be in love with them, so it wouldn't matter if they gained or lost a little weight. Oh, okay. What? That's not how relationships work. Obviously, there's a limit, but she's talking about 10 a matter of 10 pounds. He's that much more attracted to her with 10 pounds? 10 pounds is not that much.
I mean, people can't help what they're attracted to.
So you're saying this guy needs to dump her and find a different girl?
I don't know. Maybe he's just insecure that she's losing weight.
And she looks better than he does?
Or thinks she's gonna find someone new.
So a comment says, if a guy gets with you when you're big and you lose weight, his attraction goes down. If a guy gets with you when you're thin and you gain weight, his attraction goes down. Guys get with girls they are sexually attracted to.
Mm-hmm. But apparently you're supposed to remain sexually attracted to
So-
them no matter what.
So you got with me, skinny.
Mm-hmm.
If I get ripped, are you not going to be attracted to me anymore? I'm like, it's never going to happen, but I'm fucking muscle man.
I like you each and every way.
Each and it's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
If you got ripped, I'm dumping you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, there's not. Someone says maybe try to get thick fit. She's got more work.
That is an option.
That's more work for her. She's got to gain muscle now. I mean, that's a hard work to gain muscle. I should know. I think he should just man up.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's 10 pounds. It's not like she's like.
It sounds like she's lost a lot of weight though.
No, and he's like, those 10 pounds really.
He just got excited. She was finally
She's like, oh
putting
my
it
god,
back
she's
on.
getting bigger now, finally. I wonder if he like suggests like eating out and like is he to that point where he's like trying to sabotage her?
I don't know.
So
I don't know if he's not supportive.
I'm
Seems
assuming
like-
I'm assuming if I said something like that to you, you would say, well, fuck off then. Right.
Oh well, I told you before about my ex-boyfriend. Did say something.
Another ex-boyfriend? Is every podcast we're gonna talk about your ex-boyfriends? Just playing.
Well, sorry, I've had
He did.
relationships.
He said he said what?
He wanted me to stop losing weight.
Because you were getting too skinny for him.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I said, I don't care.
And you continue to lose weight.
Yeah, I think he wanted me to not go to the gym.
Not
Stop
going to the
He
gym.
wanted me to stop going to the
Oh
gym.
my god.
Yeah.
And then you said, I don't care. And he said, what?
I can't remember.
Hmm.
In my mind, though, it was probably like I couldn't imagine that it was possible for me to be too skinny.
You still feel like that.
Okay, well, that's another topic. But, you know, because I would think I would have cared. Like, oh no, maybe he finds me. Is he finding me less attractive? But I was just so like, not possible. But also, again, I feel like if you said that to me, I would still not care.
No, you wouldn't care.
Well, because that's
You
what
don't
I
give a
want to
shit
be.
about me. No, you don't care about me. You never have, and you never will. No, but I mean, people should. No, here's the thing. I wouldn't say something like that to you because what I find most attractive is someone who's confident in their body. And I know if you're not confident with your body, then if you're not happy with your weight, you're not going to be confident with your
Wow.
body.
Then you must not find me attractive at all.
Wow. you, you have your moments of, well, you take it to, it's different with you because you take it to extremes. But again, that's a different conversation.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Why are very few women sexually dominant? According to a survey that has over 1,000 participants, 2/3 of women have domination fantasies. This is not surprising to most of us. But here's what I find interesting. About half of them fantasize about dominating their partners. If so, why do so few put them into practice? Why are women rarely dominant in bed? Especially when the survey says that half of them have domination fantasies.
Half of women
In this-
fantasize about
In this study of 1,500 women, so it could be small sample size. But almost half, had fantasies about dominating their partners, while 2/3 wanted to be dominated, you know.
I would guess women are more timid.
So they have that fantasy, but they don't want to act on it because they wouldn't know how the guy would react.
Scared of
Or the woman.
rejection.
Mm.
Or like, being vulnerable, admitting that you want to do that.
But what you're saying that you are not surprised that half of, according
oh, no,
to
I was surprised.
because you don't have that.
I've never even no, I've never even spent a moment thinking of such
If I
a
could just
fantasy.
push him against the wall and
Not
rip out
even
his
in the
pants.
slightest.
No.
Oh, well, that counts as.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I
I
guess
forgot
I'm
that
thinking
I'm
of,
on a
like...
leash. And
Oh, well, that is a question, like, what counts as dominating?
well, yeah, I guess that is true. Dominating, I guess you would be like, you'd like push me on the bed and like get on top of me and just
Oh, well, I don't...
ride me and slap my face or something. I don't know.
We'll see. Those are two... The
What's
first part
dominate-
is not dominating to
What's-
me. The second, slapping, is a little more...
Yeah, that is.
I guess it's just like controlling the direction of the sex, being the director
Right.
of the sex. Which, in that case, I guess I understand.
You can.
Understand 50% of women wanting to do that.
Because why? Because they feel like they can, if they control it, maybe they can have a better outcome.
What? Just because they're participating in sex, and sex is 50-50, so maybe 50% of the time they want to start it and decide what is done.
Wow, this survey is actually pretty interesting. There's other questions on here. So, what's the percentage of women that you think fantasize about being eaten out?
90.
78%.
Wow.
That's...
What are the other 22% fantasizing about?
I'm not sure, but not that.
Never that?
I mean,
that's weird.
Atmosphere and location are important in my sexual fantasies.
Atmosphere?
And location.
Definitely never.
86%.
Wow.
So, I don't know. They didn't ask you, obviously.
Atmosphere and location? Maybe. Maybe I'm just not in touch with myself enough. I don't know.
We're just on a pile maneuver. I have fantasized about masturbating my partner.
60%.
68%.
Oh.
I have fantasized about having sex with an unknown person.
An unknown person?
Mm-hmm.
80%.
Wow, 48%. I have fantasized about having anal sex.
I'm gonna go 40%.
Well, 32%. But 64% for men.
Wow.
So...
Not surprising.
Not surprising.
Men like anal.
I have fantasized about having interracial sex.
50%.
27% for women
Wow.
and 61% for men. So men are more adventurous.
Huh. A very specific fantasy, though. Like,
I
maybe
know.
some people fantasize about a different race, but, like, part of the fantasy isn't that they're a different race.
Right.
They just happen to be one.
Right. I have fantasized about making love openly in a public place.
70%.
57% for the women and 66% for men. I have fantasized about having sex with a star.
With a star?
With a celebrity, they say a star, but not an actual star.
I figured. With a celebrity.
That Orion's bell looking really good.
75%.
51% for women, 61% for men. Apparently, men are just... Let's look at the ones that women have more of.
Okay, well, what about, since you just randomly started sharing the men, what about the men, the original questions? Does location matter to
For
men?
location, the atmosphere, it matters a little less. 81% versus 86%.
And oral? Was that the other one?
I fantasize about taking part in oral. 87% for men, 78% for women.
Okay. Wow. Taking part in oral.
So this one, oh wow. So here we go. Here's a big shift. I have fantasized about giving oral.
Okay. Taking part means you're giving it?
I guess so. So what about giving? Who's fantasizing about that more?
I would imagine men fantasize about that more.
About giving?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Some guys really are into it. I don't know.
But what's the most common complaint? Oh, my guy doesn't go down on me enough.
Right, but I also feel like, are women fantasizing about that a lot?
Well, apparently not you, but these women are. 72% for the women in this survey, and only 26% of men.
Wow! Men are stupid.
No, I mean, apparently you're with them. So I don't know why you're calling them out.
I'm thinking of any woman I know. I didn't know that they were just fantasizing about sucking dick.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not. I'm thinking about it all the time.
Sucking dick? Okay. The next story, the clit being hard to find myth, is kind of harmful to first-timers. This has to be like a myth, right? I hear it all the time, and as a virgin, I was terrified I wasn't going to find it either. So when I first fingered a girl, I was hesitant to believe that was the clit when I saw it just staring at me right in the face. I even decided not to rub it because of fear that it wasn't actually her clit. And none of my partners have it been hard to find, so am I just lucky, or is this really just a myth or a joke? And if so, where the hell did it come from?
I don't know. Are men having trouble finding it when they're looking directly at it?
So you think it's more like they're just trying to feel it and they're not landing
like
on it.
A and Z. I guess.
Well, but there are a lot of jokes in the online community that the clit's hard to find, but I think those people are getting it confused with the G spot. I think is where the confusion comes from. If you're not finding the clit, what are you doing? The clit is.
I think it's possible to get a little off center.
Sure, if you're just like, you have your hand down there, it's not attached to you, so you can't feel it for yourself.
I don't know,
but
I've definitely experienced.
What?
I've definitely experienced people thinking that they're touching it when they're not.
When they're just reaching down.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not hard to find.
Maybe. I think that's a thing.
That's hard to find?
For people to find.
I don't think so.
I mean, okay.
I think sure, yeah. I get what you're saying. If you're making out with someone, your hand's down there, then it can be difficult to know exactly. You might want some guidance on like right where you're supposed to touch it. But I think when they're thinking about it, they're like, I don't know, down, they're eating you out or something. They can't, oh my god, where's the I can't find the clit. And it's just,
I don't know.
Also,
never been down there.
Also, clits do come in all different shapes and sizes, right?
I mean, a little. Are you thinking of labia?
Well, no, but some clits are bigger than others or smaller.
I don't know.
Is that not
a thing?
What you
think?
Shapes you think
sizes?
Well, more sizes, but you don't think you. I think if we looked up pictures of clits, they would look different. It's not. It's like a fingerprint.
I don't know. You've probably seen more than me.
I've seen more clits. Maybe I'm dumb. I feel like they're probably different.
Maybe I don't know. The intricacies of my own anatomy.
You think everyone has the same clit?
I mean, I know some are bigger. I didn't know that it was like.
Well, that's mainly what
that's a vagina.
Well, no, but I mainly meant bigger. So if we had like a smaller one, it might be more difficult.
I don't know if they're that much bigger. I don't know.
I think you're clit shaming right now. That's what I think is going on.
Well, if there are people out there with just massive clits, then I don't mean to offend. Okay. I just never knew.
Well, now you know. This person says, I think it's more about finding the right spot and how to touch it the right way.
Yeah, I agree.
About how to touch it.
I think that's more of an issue.
Right, because some men are trying to like scrub it clean. Right. That's not good.
No.
That's not good.
Don't do that.
Just checking. That's all I've been doing. No, yeah, I think that's a good answer. Is that it's about how you touch it, how you treat it.
Yeah, Okay, so you found it. Now
What are you gonna do with it, buddy? What are you gonna do with it now that you found it? This person says the female clit is like a penis in that it comes in different lengths, and so some may stick out a little, like a pinky, and others can look like a tiny nub, like a pinky. Well, when I said they were, I was not thinking pinky size. I'll admit that.
Stick out like a pinky?
Like a little pinky. Well, they said little pinky, so I guess like a little. They stick out. It's like a little.
I'm fascinated right now.
I can't believe you didn't know this.
No.
Yeah, they can have like it's like a, like you can like probably like suck it into your mouth even. Like a little.
You're creepy.
Like a little tootsie roll. You just nibble on it.
I
Yeah.
gotta say, I took lots of sex classes.
Where at?
Berkeley.
No, okay. Not some
Never.
community.
No. Oh, what's wrong?
You took a bunch of classes at Berkeley.
And I never learned about pinky size clips.
Well, I don't know if they're like a pinky cut in half, perhaps. Anyway, but they can stick out more. Is the point?
And so, is it easier for them to get off?
I wonder, or it could be too sensitive, where it's like, oh, I feel like I'm the one that has a clit right now. Yeah. So yeah, if you have one that's covered, it might be harder for guys to find that one. I don't know.
Now I don't know which one I have.
Yeah. Who knows?
You don't either?
Huh? I didn't know if you wanted me to tell everyone your clit size.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, I would say that you have a small
I have a nub.
I wouldn't call it a nub.
That's what they said, I thought.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't describe it as a nub. That doesn't do much for me. I was rubbing her nub. Okay. The last story of today. Do guys know that they are going to come, or can it just happen suddenly without warning? I've been having this problem with my boyfriend where every time we have sex, he comes before me. When he gets close to coming, I ask him to put a condom on to last longer, but he always says, nah, I'm good, I can last. And then we will go back to having sex, and he will just suddenly pull out and come. And every time he's like, oh shit, well I really tried not to, it just kind of happened. He always says that it just happens against his control, but I feel like there has to be some control over stopping it. Like he should know when he's about to come, right? And then he can just cool off for a second? Normally I wouldn't care, but it has been a consistent thing and he never tries to get me off after, so I'm pretty annoyed.
Okay, how old is he?
Doesn't say.
Well, he sounds like a douche.
Sounds like a douche. Why does he sound like a douche?
I think people aren't supposed to say douche anymore.
Why aren't people supposed to say douche?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm not supposed to use that term.
Why? Are people not supposed to say douche right now?
I don't know.
Is douche?
I feel like it's like offensive.
To who?
Women? Because we use an object used on women's bodies as a negative term.
Oh. Okay.
Did you look it up? Is it a thing?
No, I didn't get far into it. It was just more about like why is it considered a bad word?
So it is considered a bad word.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't just go to your grandma's house and say douchebag. It's not like an appropriate thing to say.
Okay, but is it being removed from one's vocabulary today?
I don't know what I would look up. Is douche a
offensive term?
Okay, an offensive term. Nope, I'm seeing.
All right. Well, anyway, he sounds
selfish.
He sounds stupid. Honestly, he sounds unattractive because of his lack of intelligence.
His lack of what?
He keeps wanting the condom off, and then every time, oh, I thought this time it would be fine.
I don't think it's stupidity. I think he's just selfish and like.
But why does he not learn from his lesson?
Because he doesn't care. That's why he's selfish.
Okay, so he's stupid. He keeps saying he's going to be fine, and he doesn't realize that every time he's not.
He does realize it. He just doesn't give a shit.
Oh, so he's a liar.
And selfish.
Okay, well,
he also
either way.
eats a lot of shellfish.
Okay.
I felt like I was saying shellfish. Anyways, but she's wondering if it's actually a thing. Guys don't know when they're about to come. She wants to know. So do you know
I
when
can't.
you're
I can't speak to that.
No, you know when you're about to come.
As
you
a
can
guy.
you could stop.
What about early on? When they're just like,
When I'm
oh,
12?
all of a sudden.
What?
Well, it sounds like he's kind of young.
It's not, it doesn't have, there's a built, you can tell when you're about, you might, there's a chance where you could not stop in time and then you're pulling out and you want to keep going, but you can't and it just comes out.
Okay,
as you
what
pull.
about guys who just like embarrassingly jizz in their pants? If they know that they're getting there, wouldn't they make it stop so that that doesn't happen?
Wait, they're doing what?
You know, guys like just come in their pants or something.
Who? Name them.
Andy Samberg.
Andy in a skit for SNL.
So you're saying that never actually happens?
Oh well, sure. Like if you're if you're like in high school or something, you're dry humping or something.
It, or like she touches it. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's why I can't imagine that happening. It does. Yeah, I know it does, but I don't know. That would be
so
strange.
You can't speak to it either. You don't know the experience.
No, like I said, there have been times where I haven't stopped in time and I pull out and it's just there's no stopping it. It's coming and I wanted to keep going, but I can't. Because it's just happening. So you can pull out too late in the experience, but you know you're about to come.
You knew you were going to come and you just didn't pull out?
Yeah, it was too late. You knew.
What?
You didn't pull out in time. It was too late? You didn't pull out in time.
If you knew when you were going to come, why didn't you pull out in time?
Well, I don't know if you know this, but the act of sex feels very good. So you want it to last as long as possible, right?
No, I wouldn't know.
So you're like, okay, I can keep going, and then you pull out and you think, all right, I'm good, but then you pull out too late. So then
it sounds like you don't know.
But what he's saying, he pulls out and then he goes back in and he's coming like 10 seconds later. He knows he's about to come. Like it's not just like a surprise for him.
I don't know. He doesn't sound fun to have sex with. So
she
should have sex with someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, what is she going to know on this?
This person says he's lying to you and doesn't want to put a condom on. I think most guys know it's going to happen. So yeah,
even if he's not lying, obviously he can't handle it because he's stupid.
Your boyfriend is being immature. He's being selfish and egotistical. Yeah. So, just find a new boyfriend. But again, I think we had sort of that conversation because they do seem young. But we sort of had that conversation on our previous podcast. We seem to have that. I thought we had that conversation on our previous episode about girls, especially in their teenage years. They are just worried about their boyfriend's pleasure. They don't want to do anything to upset them. They feel like they don't have to.
I don't know that it's just teenage years.
No, later in life too.
Whenever you're insecure. Yeah.
Well, to answer your question, yes, guys know when they're about to come. And he knows, and he doesn't give a shit about your pleasure.
Or he's just really stupid.
She should team up with that other girl and get like a dildo. They feel better anyways. So, yeah.
I wouldn't agree to that, but...
Wouldn't agree to... Okay.
I don't prefer a dildo.
Well, that's because you had me.
So true.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything else for today?
No, guess that's all.
All right.
That's all you have?
That's all I have.
Until next time. Hey, so that was pretty cool, right? If you like listening, maybe you should subscribe or something. That'd be even cooler. Oh, and follow us at How Our Podcast on basically every relevant social media platform.